What's going on, world? What's popping on this Sunday? What is the word? What is the word? What is the word? Shout out to my early birds in the building. Shanna, what up, young lady? How you feeling? How you feeling? Lawrence, what up, brother? What's going on, man? It's good to see everybody, man. I tell you, Virginia Bush Crafter in the building. Boy, I was conflicted on this one too, the same way. Yes and no. We'll find out. We'll find out. Definitely. There go my twin right there. Jason, what up, brother? What is popping? What is popping? Joseph Harris, that's my biker brother right there. What up, young fella? Good to see you. Good to see you. Miss V in the building. What up, girl? What is popping? What is popping? What is popping? Howard J, Mr. Lucky. Mr. Lucky himself in the building. Early, stay mad. What's popping? What the word is? Yo, man. Oh, Jova, what up? What up? It's good to see you, brother. Everyday shooter, I know. I know. I was like, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. There's a bunch of people. I tell you, there's a bunch of people that got hit with the same thing on their Instagram. Yo, so listen, if y'all get a message from somebody on Instagram saying I need some help with something or whatever, more than likely it's on somebody's got hacked, scam, hack, whatever they do. But you know, grabby people. That's how it goes. Lashes swap, no sister. There you know. Everything good. Everything is all right. Urban in the building. Kick up dust. What up, soul brother? Like no other. Oh man, oh man. New York City in the building too. Rodney, what's popping? Mr. Mark Thompson. What is good with your bullshitter in the building? Everything is well, man. How's y'all Sunday? Sunday, boy. It was mellow. I worked my ass off yesterday. You know, the boss had me cutting down trees and all kinds of firewood and crazy stuff. So she said, I'm good today. Badass thing, what's popping? What is the word? What's the word? Yeah, man. Yeah, them scammers trying to get everybody real fast. I know y'all don't want to see my ugly face this whole time, so you know I'm gonna go ahead and bring in this. Fine. Oh my God. Just put an E. Just put an E in the chat. I'm not gonna pull this girl in here until we put an E in the chat because I'm trying to keep it to myself. But if y'all want to see this young lady, y'all gonna have to put some E's in the chat. I need 10. I need at least 10. That's my girl. That's my wifey. Boo. Mm-mm-mm. Alex was doing a bunch of homework. There it is. Erika. Alex was doing a bunch of homework and he was using her laptop. So she knew she was going to be a little bit late. That's enough. That sounds like enough right there. Bang. What's up, baby?
Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Mm. You look wonderful. You look bright. Like, like, like awake and pretty. Your eyes look
Fine.
pretty.
You know, homeschooling is difficult.
Oh, that pretty much took the Sunday away right there. Homeschooling.
Right. But it
So it
is what it
goes.
is.
That's what I say.
We wanted to
That's
have
what I say.
Friday off, and Saturday we had fun. So
Fun.
he had
I just
his
got I just got finished telling everybody how you worked me to the bone.
fun. Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Oh, listen, listen. You
Hot
made
tub.
it
What up?
more difficult than what it needed to be. You
Yeah, I
wanted
guess.
to go inside the woods to get trees when there was some that was right there on the edge.
Yeah, but why wait? You know, I'd rather do it now than when it's cold out. Be trying to dive deep into the
But I'm
woods to
just
get lost.
saying, the ones that you picked, you could have done last year. I mean, next year. You could have pulled waited and did those next year. And the ones I told you to cut up, should have just sat there and not hurt your back doing it.
So we got
But
some firewood, y'all. Congratulations. Oh man.
right.
Prepper 101, what is going on, young fella? I'm gonna go ahead and drop this link. See if
Hey,
Alex.
Rodney, how are you? Proper one. Shanna. Hi, Irvin.
Oh
It's
man,
Hot Tub Tony. How are you? I
it's
haven't
a
seen
special
Hot
thing
Tub
when
in a
he in the
while.
building.
I know. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, it's my boy right there. That's my argument partner. Man.
Hey, Howard J and the little ladies.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I'm gonna drop the link a bunch of times. I don't know if I just dropped it or not. See if Alex, yeah, I did. See if Alex can catch it. We shall see. Liberty Acres, what up there? Real deal. What's going on, young fella? Hey, I did that video. Hopefully you were able to check it out. But Real Deal started for everybody, anybody who does YouTube. Real Deal started a challenge called the Fat Guy Challenge. Kind of a what do you carry when you're out and about, a get home or a vacation setup or whatever it may be. What's up, Bright Skin?
I know my lighting's terrible. It's too bright.
That's all right. You look wonderful. We all light skin, all
Yeah.
got different shades of light skin up here, isn't that?
You the darkest one up here.
Because I was out there in the field swinging that axe.
My God.
Oh man. But Joseph Harris, yeah, I'm all done with my fat guy challenge. Just got to kind of show what you leave in the house with, EDC ish, but kind of like truck gun setup or whatever, bike gun, whatever you decide. But the kind of challenge, the challenge itself, but to have a PCC and a handgun that are compatible, that share either the same magazines or at least the same caliber. But we in there. I got it. AK Lover, what is popping, young fella?
Listen, Howard J gave me an idea to do next weekend. Apple picking.
That
Mm-hmm.
sounds dope. I haven't been apple picking since New York.
I never went apple
Right.
picking in my life.
Did you know there's a special way to pick an apple?
Yeah, you
I
gotta
just
twist
ripped it off the limb. I don't know.
No, you gotta twist it. You go, Al. You gotta twist it off of the stem.
Oh,
I don't know.
well.
I don't know why I remember stuff like that. Siege, what up, lady?
Hi, Siege.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, man. So listen, yo, I would love to wait for everybody to get in, but you never know how many people. It's Sunday night football going on and all that. But there were some things that kind of went down recently that were, I think, wonderful. And for one, if anybody is unaware or just hasn't had the opportunity to know that Erica started her own channel over the weekend, and
he kicked me off of his channel, guys. He kicked me off.
Of course not. I wouldn't do that. But either way, if everybody has the opportunity and time to go follow Erica My Fly Family, and you can catch some of her intimate, dope moments out in the world. So that's amazing. 2A in LA, fan. What's popping? What it is, it is. Oh man. So aside from that, we snuck by and celebrated 1 year, the beginning of this month, on YouTube as My Fly Family. Dope. Congratulations to the two of y'all. That was nice. And we hit that milestone.
Yes, we did.
We hit that milestone, and we finally hit 1,000 supporters on YouTube. Shout out to this ain't even our excitement. This is shout out to y'all for hanging out with us, watching the repetitive shit that we put up and those highlight moments and for just supporting what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? And keeping us relevant in this
Thank
world.
you.
Chris, what up, brother? What up? What up? What up? So yeah, yo, that's amazing. I mean, 1,000 people that like what you're doing is pretty cool. You know, it's
Yep.
humble. I know, there's a lot of folks in here who got a lot more, and one day for us, but that 1,000 feels good.
It does.
Cool.
It does.
Adrian B, what up?
Congratulations, fellas.
Yeah,
You
man.
guys
I'm
did
trying to
well.
get that TA in LA number soon. One of these days.
Thank you, real deal.
Yo, definitely thanks. Appreciate it. Ricky, what up? Everything is Swayze. Everything is smooth. Yeah, man.
Am
So we
I
have.
echoing?
Are you echoing?
Yeah. Does it seem like I have an echo?
No, I think it's all right. Al, what's going on, Al?
Nothing really.
Chilling?
Yeah.
Good. You look sharp.
Thanks.
Mm.
I might still chill, but I'm really like, let's go! 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, that was corny. I'm corny sometimes. I'm sorry, y'all. Kava, what's popping, brother? Chilling. So, what did y'all do this weekend that was exciting to you? I had one exciting thing happen. Aside from those things,
We went to the wildlife festival also yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
That was fun. Alex got to see some of his when he was in regular school. He got to see some of those friends of his.
Yeah.
Seen some people I haven't seen in a while.
yeah.
Gave out
Man,
some business cards.
we was out there. I'm trying to hook Alex up. I'm like, Al, there's a whole lot of girls out here your age. He ain't want to hear it from Daddy.
This is
I'm
one
trying to
thing
do you right, brother.
It's one thing I don't like about you.
Come on now.
Always
I'm
trying
trying to.
Yeah, always trying to give away my son. Let my son be my son.
Oh, stop it. You're gonna have to fall in love one day.
But just
Someday.
not today.
Too young.
It'll
Right,
happen.
Al?
It'll happen. What's up, brother?
How y'all doing tonight?
I'm
Chilling,
doing
man.
well. How are you?
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
What's going on, Stank?
Oh, nothing much. So I want to participate in the Fat Boy Challenge. So
Word.
here's what I leave you guys with.
Oh, we can't show.
Right here.
Hold on, Stank. Hold on. Damn. Hey, Stank, if you can hear me, we can't show guns on a live, man. We got to do it like on a pre-recorded.
Okay, I got
You heard me?
you. I got you. My
It's all
bad.
good. Damn. Yeah, and I was slow to find the button and shit. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, man. So what is the combination that you use?
Well, I've got the new Smith and Wesson 2.0 with the optics,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got my truck gun is a mini Draco.
Oh, good. So the mini Draco, is that 9mm?
Nah, that's hold on.
7.62.
7.62 by 39. My bad.
All right.
My bad.
Yeah, man.
But in Tennessee, we can ride with stuff like that.
Yeah. That's dope. Yeah, a lot of folks, man, they man, even in their travels, they can't even have the gun together. You know, the gun got to be apart in a case, and the ammo has to be separately stored and all that. So that's a pain in the ass. Not us. We good. We could roll with a damn bazooka in the car if we want to.
Oh yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
man, that's a dope setup. Yeah, 2A in LA, man. Definitely. You know what the thing is? Somebody got to call you out. So I'm about to call all y'all out, man. Stang, I'm calling you out. So you got to make a video. You got a channel?
Yeah.
So you got to.
I do like
the video channel.
I do a little gardening, auto restorations, uh, dogs, got guns, so a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Oh
I seen
man,
his dog. He got some nice
that,
looking dogs.
that's another exciting nervousness that we got going on right now. Um, over here at the Miles residence. Corey, what up? So we got 4 dogs, 2 Merle pit bulls, and their
Mhm.
sister from a different litter, which is a reverse brindle, and we have a Pacific bulldog. And the Pacific and her been together for about what we say about 4 years now,
4 years.
and they're just bosom buddies. But we think
That's
she's
pretty
starting
cool.
showing. So after all
Mm.
this time, and we think we just about damn sure that she pregnant.
She's yeah. I gotta
I
get her
really
into the
Hmm.
doctors, and I'm not
She's
ready
swole
for
up.
it.
Oh man,
Hey, Chris and Miss Southern Belle.
we ain't never had no doggy puppies.
No, and I'm not
Yeah,
Yeah.
ready.
it's a handful.
Oh shit, man. I'm not ready for it. It ain't really my thing, but it is what it is. We had them
Yeah,
together
I've
for
got a
so
couple
long.
of dogs. Got a Boston Terrier and a Cane Corso.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. You know, I used to make collars for cane corsos, like custom collars for them. For
Oh,
a
that's pretty
while,
cool. You still make it?
we we had a business. We still have the business, but we just kind of slowed down on doing it.
Right.
But some dope stuff. I'll show you. I'll show you one, baby. You hold it down for me.
He talking about hold it down for him. Miss Southern Belle. Welcome,
That's it.
welcome. Thank you, Kava.
That is worse.
Now, Sting, do you breed your dogs, or you just have them
The
as
Boston
pets?
Terrier, no, he's been fixed. The Cane Corso, he's not fixed, and we were like, if we were gonna do anything, we would stud him out.
Mm,
Yeah, just
okay,
basically stud him out. But he's
okay.
still a puppy, like 2 years old. He's
Oh,
about 135 pounds.
oh, that's big.
Yeah, he's a big old
That's
baby, big baby.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Bang! All right, all right. So these we made like a year ago, something like that. Somewhere around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Corsos get them neo style collars and shit.
That was nice.
You know, put some work, all handcrafted and all that.
Yeah,
And
we hand stitch it and
Painful.
everything.
it's a pain in the ass, but
It is.
it's worth it when it's all said and done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those
Unique
are
prepping. What
nice.
up, Zach?
They look like really thick.
Oh, they thick as hell. They thick. We used to go down to what's that place in Florida? Shit,
Lake,
Lake City.
Lake City. Yeah.
We used to drive down to Florida to get the leather, and we buy the whole hide and strip it and all that. You know, old school shit.
Prepper 101. Those
Yeah,
are door
listen.
collars. They're not belts. They're door collars that we make.
Yeah,
We
but
did a
either
lot
way,
of show dogs. We do a lot of collars for show dogs also.
yeah, yeah. Some famous
That's
dogs
pretty
out there
cool.
too with our stuff on it. You know, so yeah, man. But those were the days. So
Kava
listen,
said it looks
Do
like
y'all
a
make
WWF belt.
do y'all having like solid black spike collars? Or
Oh
can
yeah,
y'all
we
make
got
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
we do. Hit me up like whenever you got a
Okay.
thought or whatever. Everything is custom. So whenever somebody says I need this, we do that.
That's what we make it. We take like your
So
measurements
don't
and then
just get the
we make it
dogs
custom to
neck.
your dog. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I
But
think I'm gonna give him about another year so he can widen out a little bit more.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Yo, because they grow, they pop, and when they pop, they get about 2.5 years old, they pop.
Yeah, he hadn't even started spreading yet. He's tall, but
Mhm.
I was telling your wife he's about 135 pounds.
Yeah, that's that lengthy
So
stage.
yeah, and he's got
Yeah,
big old water head.
yeah. He by the time he get about 2.5 years old, boy, he just gonna fill in and all that. Fat guy with guns, what
Hmm.
up, soul brother? What's popping? Yeah, man. But so what I enjoyed. So here's the thing. I know I had some excitement this weekend or whatever I was saying, but the fat boy in me, I got some funnel cake, and I was dumb excited,
Mhm.
boy. We went to a fair in town or whatever, and they had funnel cake, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not leaving. We stood online for I don't know how long we was online in the heat.
It was about 30 minutes.
Was it? No, it wasn't that long. It felt like it though, because it was hot as hell.
No, it was about that long. It was because I was
Waiting for our
like,
food.
I might as well had got my fries
Hmm.
for that time.
But either way, that was dope to me, man. I enjoyed my weekend just because of that. Cut down some trees, made some firewood, all that good stuff, and then got my reward. A little bit of fun. The pimp,
Yeah.
what
Oh,
up,
hot
young
tub.
lady?
You'd be surprised, hot tub.
Every time we go to a festival, this man gotta get some. I can't remember the name now. Funnel cake
Why you hating?
every time.
You wanted
I'm
some?
not hating it. It's good.
Yeah, I thought so. Next time you ain't gonna get none, sucker.
Hey, Hutch, how are you?
Hutch, what up? What's popping, young fella? I gotta stop lying to these guys, calling them young fella.
Who, Hutch? Hutch looks
Yeah,
young.
Hutch is probably younger than me, but I think I called Prepper 101 young fella, and it's Sunday, and I ain't supposed to lie on a Sunday. Sorry.
Don't talk about my friends. Don't talk about my friends.
Oh,
Hey,
oh
pimp.
man. But but yeah, man, yo, before time runs away from us or whatever, let's go ahead and jump into this topic, man, because it's a really left and right field issue. So I'm gonna go
Right.
ahead and drop the link for anybody who wants to chime in and give their thoughts on it. But we're talking about the benefits or the dangers in toy guns. Now, yeah, Hutch is younger than me. So I got different views on it. And I really, really didn't have anything against it prior to being a part of the two-way world. And I'd argue it down with anybody. You know, it's part of American culture. Like since the 40s,
Right.
after the World War II, you know, a lot of children, a lot of manufacturers would reproduce these, you know, toy firearms so that the kids would have something to kind of bond with their father when he came home from the war. And so it's like an iconic American thought as a toy and kids to aspire to be in the military or to be police officers or whatever it may be. And
Right.
I don't know, it's just a part of the staple of life, you know, or seems to be. Even a stationary store, you can find a, you know, a fake gun, you know, a toy gun. And I really never had nothing against it. And all through my life, I've grown up with some form of toy gun. I couldn't imagine a time that passed that, you know, I didn't have a toy gun in my life. You know what I'm saying? Fat guy with guns, what up, soul brother?
What up?
Hey, Zach, how are you?
The flies to the families. What up?
All right. Mm-hmm.
What's up, badass down there? What's going on, man?
How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Chilling. So, sweetie, what do you think?
I think that I think kids that do train with real handguns shouldn't do fake guns.
See,
Just
yeah, that's where the
because,
shit gets weird.
just because and we're starting to see it now in Alex is that he gets so comfortable just holding fake guns with no worries to when he starts training with that real ones, we have to tell him to relax and understand and look at what he has in his hands to make him understand there is a difference and to handle it is a different. So before we didn't have that issue. So I think
Mhm.
now he's getting back into the water guns, the Nerf guns and stuff like that. He's, making silly mistakes with his real handguns. And I got to be
Mhm.
like, you need to pause and really look at and pay attention to what you're doing. So I think
Yeah, I
once
have those
now
mistakes.
we should get rid of the Nerf guns. So there's no
No,
confusion.
Ah,
I even need an AK for this.
Right. And
so let me ask you this, Al. Even though there are things at home and you go to the range often or whatever, are you more excited the more realistic your toy gun is?
No, I think if even if it's like not realistic, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, all right, only say that because this, when you go to show me what you built with a Nerf gun, you're so excited because this piece comes off and you could put this off and the magazine goes back in the back. You got all these pieces built up in scopes and red dot looking things and all that. And it seems like you're really happy that the more realistic these toys are, the more they're interesting to you. That's just how it comes off to me.
I just like customizing everything. Like, say, Lego. I can customize it into this monstrosity that I made.
Hmm.
It's just about creativity, which I love. I don't care if it's a whole video game. If you just gotta customize, I think that would be exciting for me. Like Call of Duty. You can customize the gun any way you want it, and then you can shoot it, and that's amazing to me. It gets me excited.
All right, all right. I like that because honestly, even with me as an adult, as a firearms owner, CDL, what up? I I get excited when I'm like, ooh, remember how, baby, I was like going to go Nerf gun crazy because it was all
right,
kinds of Gatling gun looking things to shoot out 5 at a time and
right.
all. Who knew? What up? What up? What up? You knew. So yo, I used to get mad excited, like, listen, Zach,
Hmm.
Stang. One day, our kids
Mhm.
are at home. Me and Erica went up to the store, went food shopping, and
Wait.
before
It
we
was
left that shit,
Mother's Day. It
was it
was
Oh,
Mother's
Mother's
Day?
hold on,
Day.
I
And
forgot the
he
gun
was
for
like,
that.
what do you want to do? And I said, I don't know. Let's walk around Walmart. And we went and bought these Nerf guns. Kids was at home
These big
relaxing,
ass.
being lazy. And that's what we did for Mother's Day. We had a Nerf gun fight for Mother's Day.
Yo, we came home and lit up the house. They had no clue. They had no
We
clue.
had like 1,000 Nerf
This
gun bullets between the
Wow.
yard and all of that.
That's
Mm-mm-mm.
pretty cool.
But either way, yo, it really is a blurry line when you start to introduce firearms to children. A lot of people are completely against any form of guns that are not real guns.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And understandably, because if you have a kid that is playing with a firearm uh, that's real
Could
in
be.
somebody's house and there's no parent adult around, they're gonna play with it the same if they're a toy gun or if it's a real gun because they are completely
Yep.
unversed and they also don't have the concept of hurt or the concept of death. So they're gonna look at the barrel, they're gonna pull the trigger. leave. They are probably going to manipulate that gun as good or as strongly as an adult and chamber that slide, and you never fucking know what's going to go happen. You know what's going to go on. So, and
Right.
that just comes from the the experience that they have with these real ass toy guns.
I
Or
mean,
even
Right.
those toy guns, these kids are spray painting their Nerf guns to look like real handguns, and it's getting them in trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a whole different something.
started when I started introducing Zach to guns, Zach has to treat toy guns just like real guns.
Hmm.
Those are the rules around.
hmm
You can't point the guns. You can't point the guns at people. You can't point the guns at people on the television. You can't point the gun at yourself. You're not allowed to flag yourself. I started training him like it was a real gun, so that when I did introduce him to
Yep.
real gun, he knows I'm not supposed to flag me. I'm not supposed to point the gun at anything. I'm not going to destroy things like that. I just
Right.
figured I would just start him out that way. That's how I started him out with the toys. So when he moves into the real ones, it really the only difference is that this one goes boom and that one doesn't. But the rules
Yeah.
apply. It's the same. Toy guns in the house, you might as well just have a real gun in the house. Can't point them at people. You gotta know the rules of all type of stuff. It's the same thing. I figured that would be the best way to start him out since I was a gun guy, and he wasn't. His mom wasn't gonna allow him just to be starting out guns as early as I wanted. So with
Yeah.
the toy guns, I had to train him that you have to treat the real toy guns just like a real gun.
Right.
Yep.
And that's how he does. And if I see him not, he'll get in trouble if he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yep. So yeah, it's a tough line. It's oh man,
See,
it's
yeah,
a
that's
very
hard, Zach, because what happens if little Zach goes to like a Nerf gun birthday party and they're having like where do you stand with that? If they're having a whole Nerf gun party and then they picking teams, does he sit out on that?
Because his father is a gun guy. Now we've never had that situation yet. He may have to. He's not training to be the regular average everyday kid. He's training
Right.
to be a child who shoots firearms. There's a difference. I mean, there's some sort of trade off there. You can play some other game, but when it comes to guns, there's no playing because I'm a
Yeah.
man who has many guns and they're gonna be around him. It's part of his life. Him seeing me with a
Right.
gun is just like him seeing me with a fork eating some food. It's
Yeah.
no different. So if there was a party and there was that sort of thing, he just may not be able to participate because
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
his lifestyle. That's it. That's how I'm raising him. So he just may not. It's ain't no difference if he was a Jehovah Witness and he couldn't celebrate Christmas or something else like that. That's part of our religion. We gun people.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
Right.
So if that's what you got to
Yeah.
do, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Pretty good.
That they ain't no there's no room for that middle blurry shit. I hear that.
I want him to be the kid who's at someone's house and somebody's doing something stupid. He's like, nope, I got to get the hell out of here. That's a loaded gun. Even if he don't know, you treat every gun like it's loaded. I'm out of here.
Right.
I need to hit somebody and let them know, listen, they in there playing with a gun. I'm not trying to get myself killed or do something stupid or hurt anybody else. I want him to be that kid. And if it means that he just can't shoot at other kids with a Nerf gun, then that's just what it means.
Yeah.
No, I
Ain't no wrong
respect
with
that.
taking the stand.
Yeah.
BP Devil Roll, what up? Parrot Side, what's popping? Carbon Q, what up, young
Hey,
lady?
Carbon.
What up, everybody?
What is going on? What is going on? But yeah, so I know that a lot of people still, including us, still have and allow
Hey, Siege.
some form of toy gun. But with Alex, we try to continue that same principle with the toy guns as we do with real guns. But there is it's a Nerf thing. So you're going to be aware as much as you can, but you're going to shoot that Nerf guns in the yard or in the house or whatever. So we do conflict with our own preach, with our own lessons when it comes to.
Oh, you have conflict. I've been trying to bring that damn whole toy box outside for the longest. I'm just like, he's doing adult things. Why do I prolong on? Not saying I don't want him to have a childhood, but he's doing adult things and he enjoys doing these adult things. And he's responsible
Right.
enough to do these adult things. why would I confuse him by letting him play with toy things, and then when he comes on to the real thing, it's not that he forgets the rules, it's just he gets so excited about changing things out, and I'm just sitting here like, you're doing too much. And then he gets an attitude and goes back to the toy things.
Hmm.
May I have a
Just get the
saying?
toys out of here.
Go ahead, Al.
It's what happens. Like the toy thing applies to many things, like airsoft, paintball, many different things.
Good point.
And even war. Like, do you think like they had to do all that in the war? It was shots fired, bullets everywhere. Oh my gosh!
I think you're a little off topic. Hold on,
It-
Al.
Yeah, you are getting
Pull
on
you back in,
topic.
brother.
The
But
principle
even with paint
principle
guns,
didn't
you
apply.
still gotta wear gear, and you still gotta be careful on where
Okay.
you shoot your paint guns and stuff. Nerf
Paintball and
guns, you
airsoft,
don't wear gear.
the
You're
rules are the
not. It's
same.
just
In paintball and airsoft, the rules are the same. You know that you don't point a gun at a person. You can if you're gonna be running around with a bunch of protective equipment and stuff on. So I mean, those rules they still translate.
Yeah.
Same like with a real firearm. That's why I like to treat the toy same way like you treat the real gun. It's just so it gets embedded into your head.
I dig it.
Yeah.
So, Al, you ready to say goodbye to your Nerf guns?
But then Chris, look, Chris Stevens said that we should let him keep them because he's still a kid. Sorry, but
Yeah, bro.
I know I'm getting a cold working outside and having in this,
Oh, wait.
ridiculous.
How did I skip this? Yo, you know how she be trying to make me sleep outside every weekend, y'all, right?
Oh my God, you
No,
want to
so
talk
last
about
night-
this or you want to stay on topic?
I put my fucking foot down. I was like, hell no, I ain't sleeping outside.
Because
So
you're
she
scared
like-
of the dark or something.
I ain't scared
Come
of
inside,
nothing.
every single light on in the house, TV's going. Don't make no sense.
Yo, I
Yeah,
said,
BP.
I'm good, sweetie. Y'all go ahead. Set them up, got it all good. We burnt the fire, stayed out as late as we could. I was like, all right, boo,
Hey,
love you.
Hutch got a good question.
Who that?
Hutch, they got a good question.
So either way, so I go in the house. She go in the tent. About 2 hours later, I feel somebody in my bed with me. I said, what the fuck is you doing in here?
What's it got cold out there? Huh?
I don't know what happened, but they was both up in the house, man. I said, all right.
This guy happened. No, this guy. Sorry. Wherever way.
He
This
was
guy.
moving around too much.
But Hutch, do you think city kids and rural kids have different restrictions when it comes to toy guns?
I don't
Yeah.
think they have. I don't think they have different restrictions when it comes to toy guns.
Right.
When it comes to real guns, I think so. But toy guns, it's the same experience, same shit.
No, I mean, I don't think
I think there's
city
a
kids
difference.
really play with toy guns.
They don't. I remember playing
mean-
with toy guns. I'm a city kid.
Yeah,
Looks like you
Stan,
got
what you
those real life toy guns and kids in the city, and they get treated a little bit different if they're seen with one of those guns.
yeah.
Right.
Let me see something real quick. I'm gonna try something, if I may.
But I know out here in the country, you can walk around with whatever you want.
I feel like when you have like a Nerf gun party, the rules don't really apply. Like maybe 25%. But like when you're training or when you're like just by yourself messing around, then you should use those 100% real gun skills to that toy gun skill.
Mm.
I
Mama
think,
said,
I think to your mommy's point, she's trying to say that it could possibly cause you to be too lax when it comes to you getting to the real firearms. I think
Right.
that's kind of where she's at.
Yeah. So these are all toy guns right here.
Yeah, and I have an issue with that.
Man, they look real.
Just
They look real as hell. This is when it gets sticky. This is when it's like, shit, man. I don't know if
See,
I can.
Alex wouldn't be allowed to play with those though. Those like
no.
them right there, Alex wouldn't. I wouldn't let in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference between a big old Nerf gun that's like orange, blue, yellow, and red. In between that look like a Desert Eagle. That look like a 357. Look like a 30.
You see this one, Dan Wesson?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he made revolvers,
It looks
but they
real.
got a toy. So that's the shit that's really, really getting people. That's the danger that we're up against. Now, we talk about the Nerf guns and the water guns, the super soakers, all that. This is a whole different argument right here. This is a whole conversation. And these kids are walking around with these, between these, the airsoft, the BB guns.
Where did those come from? Because like I know there's like a rule when they manufacture toy guns these days. They gotta have like a red tip on it, or orange tip, or something like that.
Yeah, well, that I think the airsoft guns possibly don't have to. BB guns definitely don't
No.
have to.
Right? Yeah, I know the BB guns, pellet guns don't.
And those ones look hugely realistic. They're built to spec. I mean, Miss Ghetto, what's up, young lady? $2, what's going on, soul
I
brother?
know there was a situation at our middle school where I still get the alerts from our, our school districts that these kids was playing with fake guns and people was calling the police thinking that they was real guns. I think that was the day I was like, oh, all these police officers at the middle school. I wonder what's going on at the middle school. So
Yeah.
that's one of the issues that they're having, is that these kids are coming to school having these I guess what are they, the new water guns,
Oh,
The gel
gel,
pack guns.
yeah.
the gel things.
Mhm.
I think
Yep.
something like that happened here. Well, they ended up, these young kids that they didn't know the gun wasn't real. They ended up beating the young man to death. I mean,
Wow.
it was right after the whole Buffalo shooting thing happened, and when they saw this, they decided, nah, we're not going to be victims to this, and the young man ended up losing his life playing a real dangerous game. It's sad,
Right.
but I mean, how many of us would just stand there thinking, "Oh, everything is okay," especially with what goes on nowadays? All of a sudden, I don't know if that's a fake or a real gun, and should I take the time to find out? Because there's people running around here killing people for no reason who haven't done a damn thing to anybody.
Right.
Yeah. And
But
children,
I thought about buying him one of those gel guns.
Mhm.
Then me and Billy actually talked about it, and Billy was like, absolutely not.
yeah.
Absolutely not.
If it's bright orange, Nerf guns, yellows and blues and all that, I'm okay.
But those gel ones look like real ones. I think that was the
Yeah.
point of us saying no to it, because they
Yeah. Aside from that, honestly, the less blurry we can keep those lines at this age. Now, if he was 7, 8, still, different. But at this age, he's going to start being taken in the public as a different person.
Oh,
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? So yeah,
Right.
I'm really not trying to play with that, because other adults, other upper teen,
Mhm.
19, 18-year-olds or whatever, they're not going to see him as an 11-year-old.
It's funny because I get that even with little Zach, because y'all know little Zach is a big kid.
Yep.
And
Yes.
y'all see all the time like he plays baseball and stuff. So he's 10 years old. He's playing baseball with other 10-year-olds, 9-year-olds sometimes, but he's so much bigger than they are. When they start playing, it makes me sort of perk up, like, because I know how big of a kid he is, and I watch the other parents and watch him with the kids, because I want to make sure that nobody is taking things out of context or misconstruing anything because he's
Mhm.
still 10, even though he's like a huge boy. He's 10 years old, so
Right.
he's gonna play around. He's gonna jump around. He's gonna push and do all type of stuff like that. And at and let's just say it, our children are perceived older and different than other children. It's just the truth. That's the fact of the matter.
Right.
That's just how it is here in America. That's just about. There's no getting around that. So we have to
Mhm.
sort of move a little different. It's
Yeah,
I wish it
a
wasn't
little
that
more
way,
cautious.
but it is. Especially when you're in a situation where you may be the only one and you're the biggest and the strongest. Things are going to be misconstrued because your child is more powerful and strong. I don't know why, but they just are, and that's
Yeah.
just
Right.
that's just how things are. It makes moving different, and it's unfortunate, but it is the way that it is. And I'm better safe than sorry. I'm not a fool. I understand where we live.
Yeah.
Right.
So now, is there somewhat of a thought on taking a stand against companies that are producing these guns that look realistic, or does that really not bother everybody?
I still think it begins at home, man.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to get to every child. You're not gonna be able to make every child move and function in the way that they need to. But it starts in your house. I know that's just like a cliche to say it, but it's the truth.
But it's true.
Right. It starts in your house. So the company has the right to make that type of firearm. They do. If they want to make an airsoft gun, if they want to make a pellet gun that can be used as a training gun, looks just like I got a MPX pellet gun, looks just like a real MPX. I mean, functions the same and everything. The only difference is it shoots pellets and not bullets. So they have the right to. It is incumbent upon parents to train their children. It is incumbent upon your community to train the other children who may not have a parent that's going to teach them.
Yeah.
It always boils back down to that because I can't say that the company has the right to have a business. I mean, I'm an American. I'm a capitalist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit more of a social capitalist than just a regular, I don't give a damn capitalist, but I'm still a capitalist. I believe in making money. I believe in having business. So I don't think it's fair to tell them that they can't do something that's perfectly legal. It moves into a different area where you have to train your child in order to do a certain way. And if they don't have any training, like I said, it's up to us as older gun owners to say, hey, come here, young man. This is how you may want to handle that. However you're going to approach it. So it moves into a
Plus,
whole
you have the right to buy something. If you don't want your kid to have it, don't buy it. Just because everybody else is buying it for their children, don't mean you have to buy it for your child to have your child fit in. So I do agree. It all falls off on that parent on what you allow your child to have or not to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
And Hutch, I see a BB gun as a real gun. I would treat it like a real gun. I don't see a BB gun as a toy gun because you can still get hurt. I mean, it still burns.
The other morning, and Billy knows the incident. I did something with a pellet gun, and
he had to call the people.
Right, I had to call the people. So a pellet gun can hurt you. A pellet gun can kill. So I mean, it's still there's no you can hurt. If I shoot you in the eye with a .177 pellet, you hurt.
Oh yeah,
your eye's probably gonna be gone. So I mean,
right?
Yeah, and that's the truth. A lot of these guns are there's kind of a short jump from what's considered a toy to what's a practicing item or a training item or even a weapon or a sport. So when it comes from cap guns, squirt guns, water guns, whatever, to these gel guns, which is like the step up, but you can, or the Nerf and then the gel guns. And then you got the rival. I don't know if y'all seen the rival bullets. Or rubber balls or whatever. It's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a Nerf gun. Yeah, there you go, Al. And then you got your paint gun shit. Now you're out of the toy zone. Once you get to that paint gun world, that's it. That's it. You're definitely playing with fire.
Right.
And for a lot of these kids,
so have y'all seen?
Yeah, Devil Roll, it works.
So,
It works definitely.
have y'all seen what they're
Did you know
painting
that
like Glocks and stuff like that, like Nerf colors?
Yeah, to make them look like Nintendos and all types of crazy.
Mhm.
Nintendo, yep,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
that. Yep.
that's crazy.
That I think is a little bit insidious. I mean, I'm all about you have your guns. You can when you start moving into a certain area, it's really just counterproductive. It doesn't help anything. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's true, Chris.
But so AK, I don't know exactly what the gel guns shoot.
They're like little gel balls. It's like
Let me look it up.
I think you soak them in
it seemed
water.
like water balls or something like that.
yeah, I think they're
Yeah.
like little water balls.
But but yeah, man, I tell you, I still stand in limbo on, do I want my 11-year-old to still have any version of toys that resemble a weapon, or, you know, he's still being a kid even though he shoots, you know, real weapons or real firearms or whatever. He's still, I don't put adult feelings on him when he shoots, if that makes sense. He's still a kid. He's training as a kid, and that's his choice of entertainment as a child. It's dangerous. It has to be supervised, but he's been doing it for a long time, to where I hope, you know, he's absorbed everything important, you know, about that. Parasite, what up, bro?
What up, Parasite?
What's up? What's up?
Hey,
What's
you
going
got a
on?
party now.
Hot tub,
Everything
Tony.
good?
How's everybody
What's
doing?
up?
Much love.
What's up, bro?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Hey, I wanted to jump in real quick. I hope I ain't. Am I echoing? Okay.
No,
I
you
remember
good.
growing up. I grew up. Had older parents. Old man was a military vet, Army vet, and my brother sent me. I had family all over the place. My brother sent me a gun from somewhere. It was a pellet gun. First one with the multiple clips. I had been using BB guns and stuff, but once I got it, it was like for Christmas or something. It got put up. I thought that was insane. And but I had never really done anything. I'd been around with him. I shot the shotgun a few times, whatever. And one day he calls me out. We're on the porch. We lived in the country, of course, down in Mississippi. So basically, I didn't know it, but he put me through his little training camp. I say little, but he had to have confidence that he could look away and know that I'm gonna do, what's supposed to happen. And since that summer, I could leave the house with my pellet gun or the shotgun or anything that he designated for me to have, and he didn't have any worries about it. Mama might worry a little bit, but he knew once he, got through telling me and showing me, and it was basically the same language of flagging, but he didn't really say that. He just talking about the business end. You don't muzzle anybody and those types of things. And I was about maybe 12, maybe 13. I became aware 10, 11, 12, on those ages, but it was all super supervised at first. Because I would be around my uncles and everything when we had a snake killing. That was a big family event, man. Everybody came outside and watched it happen. But, growing up, I had that same awareness. And even it was a few toy cap guns and whatnot that looked pretty realistic, made out of pot metal. And I ain't gonna lie, the way I carried those things around as a kid is the way I moved as an adult with real guns. You would never know I had it. It's just the way I was. And there was one time I know I wasn't even a licensed carrier. I moved to Gary, Indiana, and a guy was he my spidey senses kicked in. And he saw me reach, he put his hands up and he moved back. He said, "All right, guy, I'm at a stop sign and like something alerted me. I mean, I didn't look like I had nothing. I went for it. I didn't pull it up, but he, it was the old country thing. We had to take care of what would take care of us, like snakes or whatever. So instinctively, I was on the situation. He got too close too fast in the wrong situation. And I just looked at him like, is it? You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And so growing up to adulthood, then raising kids, I hate to say it, but I kind of forbade mine.
Yeah.
I ended up with 2 sets of family, but my last one, he didn't get to see anything, even though they saw. You know, I have a BB gun that actually looks like a real one. It was the wife had a badge, so it came from the county jail, of course. It was taken off of someone. And it was an actual functional BB gun. It took me a minute to figure out how to use that thing. And still have it. And you know, I had older stuff, but then by the time my son gets 18, I noticed that he had ordered him a M17 pellet pistol.
Yeah.
He went through all the stuff, and he went on and got his concealed carry license ahead of time, and he had been practicing in the backyard and everything. And he came to me and he said, "I want one favor." Like, what is this? You know, we'd had a few talks, you know, especially when I got up to the part about him moving out, taking on all of. So that one talk was, he says, "Listen, I've already gotten my concealed carry license. I've been training." I said, "You've been training?" He said, "Yeah, that's what this pistol was. It's not really a toy." Because I gave him the speech as soon as I saw it, because my concern was it looked so real that if someone sees it, they're going to mistake it for a real one. And people sometimes purposely, this is the things that I knew, people would sometimes purposely make the mistake, and then you have a problem, a loss or injured child in the situation. And I had a fear that every time I thought about it, I would just sweat. And, you know, of course, like I said, I grew up in the country, and there was a few accidental deaths that occurred over the years. Some were hunting accidents. One classmate dragged a rifle through a barbed wire fence, and I guess it got caught and took him, you know. So there were things that resonated. So I had lots of talks with my kid. This was the baby boy. I have some other ones. But, you know, we had more hands on. So he's, you know, it was the thing. And so finally, I messed with the pellet gun a little bit with him, and we started going to the gun range. And he said, "I want one favor from you." And I go, "What?" He said, "I already saved up the money. I need a handgun." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, that's my little rite of passage. I want one, and I can't get it till I'm 21, but legally you can buy it and you can give it to me. And I want to know if you're all right with it." So, whoa. I stuttered. I shuddered. But the one thing I always told him, I don't never want you to lie to me. I want you to tell me, you know. So we had that as close to a man-to-man moment as we could. I think it was 18. He was 18, going on 19. So we went, started shopping around, and we you know, we made that move, and we went to the, you know, I bought him one, bought me one, because I didn't have really no modern stuff. I had a revolver at the time. You know? And I had some sneak pieces, you know, some belly guns. So I went and bought a real full size and got him one. And you know, we went to the range a few times, and I looked over, and when I saw him shooting for real, he was keyholing. I just thought, that's amazing. And he took the discipline, he took the time to go, and you know, they have the school resource. He done made friends with the resource officers. They you know, they working on little techniques and things. So I just was like, man, okay, I see that this is gonna work. Of course, he's an accomplished musician. Plays 4 or 5 instruments. What was it? Classically trained pianist, drummer, violinist, classically trained violinist. He was doing all those things.
Oh yeah, wow.
You know, and so I thought, man, the only 2 things he wanted was a party at 18 and that.
So let me ask you, do you think that him having that pellet gun prepared him?
It was only within the year. I think that was some of it, but I think he had already been absorbed in YouTube and everything else. Now he got big brothers.
Yeah.
They already got it going on. My oldest son at one time had a badge and he was into everything, and they talk. My middle son, who doesn't live with me, he had gotten into some stuff, and not into some stuff, but he's a martial artist. And talking to his mother, she said, "Look, I don't know if I made a mistake or not, but I need to tell you this." Like, what? So like, Q made his own money, and he wanted a handgun, and she said, "I bought me one and bought him one." She said, "I hope it's not a mistake, and I hope you ain't mad." I'm like, okay, we just had this conversation yesterday. We talking the same talk over here. So, and they're like 2 years apart. So I think the prep, I think it prepared him as far as the target acquisition and discipline, because his pull-up is tight. His draw is really tight. He could shoot competition if he got into it. Yeah. He does wear glasses, of course, and all those. But it was just the fear of from that age, because he was looking like a grown man at 13. He's taller than me. I'm a pretty big guy.
Shit. Yeah, you told
and he's taller than me now. He's like 21 though.
Damn.
And I'm just like, it was hard because that was the biggest thing. I didn't want nobody to mistake him as a adult and try to hurt him. I was at all the karate classes because he was sparring with grown people. I didn't want nobody. They was getting aggravated because he wasn't going away, because that's how we compete. And it's like, man, I was always afraid that somebody would treat him like an adult before he was an adult. So, but it was a hard decision to go ahead and say, yeah, I'm gonna make this move, because the fact is, either with me or without me, the decision would probably get made and it will probably happen,
Yeah. I'm looking at the same thing soon.
Yeah.
Same scenario. Poindexter, what's up, brother?
What's up, Billy, Erica, Alex, everybody on the panel?
Hi.
Hey,
Real deal.
Real deal, what's up? Yeah, I just wanted to chime in real quick. I'm not going to stay on long, but it was a different era. When I was growing up, we had cap guns, we had BB guns. Eventually, we got pellet guns. But and I was exposed to real firearms at a very, very young age. But we always were taught those lessons. So for my kids, I chose to kind of waylay or not allow toy guns in that environment, because I wanted to emphasize that every firearm should be treated as a real one. So that's the way I chose. But growing up, somebody was mentioning about, they shouldn't allow guns that look like real guns to be a thing. And I grew up, I was in ROTC in high school. So I was like 14 years old. I was a big history buff. So I collected World War II type weapons, right? There was this place on Hollywood Boulevard that sold those weapons. They sold the replicas. They looked just like the real ones. So I got a Luger and a Mauser one day and a 1911. I bought those in one day on my way to school. So I took them to school with me. But while I was sitting on the bus stop, I was looking at one of them. I took it out of the box and out of my bag and was looking at it, yada, yada, yada. And I put it back in my bag. And then like 5 minutes later, LAPD rolls up on me. And I'm sitting at the bus stop. And luckily, the guy was like real calm and said, "Hey, don't want to bother you, but we got to report there was a black male with a gun at this location." And I always looked younger than my age. I was 14. I probably looked 10.
Yeah.
But somebody called, saw me handling it, and said there was a black male. Like Zach said, we always get looked at as being more older or more aggressive than we are. And he said, "Well, I just need to know you have a gun." I'm like, "No, I have some fake guns." He goes, "Well, don't reach for the bag, move away from the bag, and open it up and let me look inside there and move away." So luckily, he was calm. Afterwards, he said, "You need to be really cognizant about what you do and when you handle these things, because people who don't know, this looks like a real gun. And if I had been a hot-headed," he even said, "if I had been a hot-headed cop, I could have come up on you a whole lot different than I did. So you need to be very, very careful." This was a white cop.
Right.
You need to be very, very careful on when and how you handle these. You should not have these in public. And I didn't even think about that. I was so naive. I didn't even think that was an issue. So we have, as parents, have to be, even though we may tell people that, we have to ultimately be responsible for our own safety and well-being when we get to those situations. And teach our kids, hey, sometimes you don't get a second chance. Look at that brother in the park in Cleveland. I think they got shot within a second of being rolled up on by cops.
It's Tamir Rice.
Yeah, right. He just got blasted.
Yeah,
straight off the rim. So
right off.
I wanted to say that, So, but yeah, I think it's a good subject. I think it's something we have to talk about and be cognizant of.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
BB, you saying you agree with me? I should just take the Nerf guns out the house.
That's what I chose. That's my. I'm not gonna get in it. My name is Bennett. I'm not in it.
Listen, he got a whole tub, right? He got, I don't know, like 30 of them, 20 something of them.
Yeah, but they're fun though. They're fun, man. I mean, I get it. I get it.
Throw them out. I'm like, shit, that's like $1,000 in damn Nerf guns. No,
it's more than $1,000 worth.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a long collection. I was like, that's all. Either way, I've been saving it because he still plays with them. You know what I'm saying? Real deal. What say you?
So I remember as a kid. Way back when I had
Dixie
hair.
Stones days.
When I had a bunch of hair. It was way back. I remember as kids we used to get together. I mean, if we didn't have toy guns, we would get sticks, and you get a stick shaped like a Y, and you had a rifle. Boys are going to play guns no matter what. But I agree with BP says. Like Alex. Alex is 11 years old. I say Alex has a couple more years of playing with toy guns, and then it's time for him to ease out of it. And it's a difference. It's a difference if you live in the country or you're at somebody's house playing guns, right? But if you have a fake gun that looks like a real gun, and you're 13 years old and you're walking downtown, why?
That's not a good, no bueno.
You're no longer playing guns, so you having a fake gun because you're trying to flex, you're trying to look tough, And I don't care if you're white or black, or Mexican or Chinese or whatever. If you're 13 years old, you shouldn't have a fake gun walking around downtown. And then now, I noticed what Hot Tub Tony was saying. I was driving to work the other day, and there was a bunch of teenagers walking around with a ski mask on their faces. First time I seen that. I'm like, that's stupid as get up.
Yeah.
Yep.
You think if they had ski mask on and had a toy gun, I mean, that's
asking for trouble.
Right.
Right.
But Alex has. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You got it. You sure?
Yeah.
We can try. We could try our best, man. You know how it is when we were kids. We all were a little fucked up. So we can try our best with it starts from home.
Yeah.
But shit.
I remember being 13, shooting my cousin. I was on the second floor of our house, and she was jumping out from behind the bushes, right? Saying, you can't hit me. And I had my pellet gun. And she jumped out, boom. Third time she came out, pop, perfect heart shot. Now, was that the wise thing to do? No, but I was, 12 years old doing stupid stuff. That could have hit her in the eye. Could have been anything. So,
yeah.
Stupid stuff.
Been some life-changing shit.
We used to do that. We used to get our BB guns, go in the woods. Everybody would get their winter coats on. It'd be 90 degrees outside. They have our winter coats on. We'd be out in the woods shooting each other with BB guns, Stupid stuff.
Yeah, that was stupid. You look like you do that every now and again. Call up the boys and shit. What are you guys doing? But yo, we could preach and do all the right things at home, but that street is still an influence. Those school kids are still an influence. We were influenced. We were the influencer. Shit is it's some realistic shit going on out there that kids are gonna make that decision without you. And you hope and pray that they walk through the door after school's over.
Yeah, it's like Tata said, this is a different time we live in. We can't do that stuff we used to. I remember playing out in the street with cap guns and all types of stuff. I mean, my brother bought me one year. He bought me, it was a Mac 10 with a big fake suppressor on it. It was like an automatic pellet gun. Had an automatic cap gun. Had a mag to it and everything. You put it in there, man. I love that thing. You put it. You can't do that stuff nowadays. I remember running around outside with it in Queens, New York, when I was a kid, just running around like everything was okay. You can't do that nowadays. Just
No
can't do
good.
it.
I agree with that, but I also disagree with that. You can't do that today living in the city. I still think you can do that in the country if you live out in the boonies.
I don't know.
I don't know. I
I
don't trust
don't
that
know.
anyway.
Country,
So,
yeah, the motherfuckers is the same. Any police officer that sees you, they're gonna investigate it. How they react
Yeah.
is all isolated incidents,
right.
but it don't fucking matter. They're gonna react somehow, some way. They're not gonna just be like, oh, must be a cap gun because it looks like he's 12. Fuck,
Exactly.
they're gonna jump on
Especially
anything.
Right.
That's true.
What's up, Chip?
Especially if a
Fat Cat?
neighbor calls and says, "Hey, I saw this person walking around with a gun, and I
Can you
feel
see
threatened." A lot of times, that gets that anticipation level up.
Mhm.
All right.
So-
So this is the gel, the little gel guns,
Yeah.
but they come with suppressors. They come with some of them come with optics.
Mhm.
It comes with everything.
Yeah, and some of
So I
them,
don't know if
you
you
know,
guys
some of them are set up like really realistic. You know,
did you guys talk
Yeah.
about those Lego guns? What do you guys think about parents and kids are making those Lego type guns that are real but meant to look like fake guns? What do you guys think about that?
oh, well, are you talking about like Cerakote jobs and all that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just mentioned that.
Yeah.
The
I don't like
Nintendo guns, the Lego
Yeah.
looking guns, the Nerf looking guns.
yeah.
Well, I have to say, I say that falls back like what Zach was saying earlier. So if you get if you have a handgun, you make it look, well, I have a shotgun. I did Star Wars on it, right? I did the Bounty Hunter theme on it. If you look at it, looks like a toy gun. But I think
You
it
talking about
starts
that
at home.
tsunami gun?
My KSG 25.
Okay,
That one?
shotgun. Yeah.
Yeah, the tsunami. Yeah, the tsunami.
Tsunami.
But
Sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
kicking up dust. Tank's still bitter about that. But it starts at home, right? You got to teach your kids this is a gun. You don't touch it without my supervision. The same rules apply.
Yeah.
What's different? I understand it looks like a toy, but if you're teaching your kids, right, about guns, what's different if it looks like a toy gun? If it has a Cerakote job that's like Nintendo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And to
I
me,
don't know.
that's dangerous. I'm very critical of police, and I understand the need for them, but I try to look from their perspective. If they're rolling up on a situation and they see that, I mean, right now it's sometimes hard to differentiate. Is this a real weapon? Is it a fake? When you start doing stuff like that, it just murkies the water and makes it dangerous on both sides. I wouldn't want to be rolling up saying, is that fake? Is that real? That could be a matter of like those few seconds you're trying to determine that. So,
well, if the cops are rolling up and your kid has your gun out in public, there's some major issues going on there.
but what if it's a fake one? That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. They don't know if it is real or fake.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's like, error on the side of they want to go home too. But I'm like I said, I'm not the big, support the blue. I understand their job, but I'm very critical sometimes when they do that. But I understand, sometimes when they make those statements. So we have to be careful when we do that.
Yeah, man. Hey, Hot Tub, I know you kept jumping in. I don't know. Y'all seen Hot Tub on the screen, right?
His screen was black on my
He popped
side.
up. I saw a black screen.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just make sure it wasn't me.
I
I'll throw it out there again for you, Hot Tub, if you need. But so let me ask you this. Now, I saw a very somewhat dated poll that they had done, or study that they had done, and they had 5 children in 2 groups, so 5 and 5, and they put some toys like teddy bears, Legos, simple stuff, non-aggressive toys in one room and let the kids go in and play with them. Then they put toy guns in another room and let 5 children go in there and play with them. And when the kids came out, the kids that were in the regular toy room were more vibrant, more partnering, or more social. And the other kids who had played with the toy guns were a little more aggressive and a little more antisocial. Do you think that that's something that kind of instills in you as you let kids play with toy guns? Do they become a little more withdrawn? Now, I'm gonna reflect back on all of us as firearm owners or whatever. Do you feel that you become a little more antisocial as a firearms owner and a little more aggressive in certain situations as a firearms owner?
For me, I can say it wasn't antisocial. This you realize that at a very young age, I understood that there are bad things that happen out there. There are bad people out there, and it made me more observant and more hesitant to be, more open. I was kind of a little bit more cautious. So I don't know if it's antisocial.
That's antisocial, Poindexter. Damn it.
That's not.
But
I think you
feel
have
what
to
you're
get
saying.
around like-minded people.
So maybe it is antisocial.
Yeah, but
And
I think that's
yeah, I
something
think-
that is.
Part two of that question, I think it makes me more polite because I'm telling you, if I'm driving down the road and somebody cuts me off, instead of giving them the finger and screaming out the window, if I know I have a gun on my hip, I just bite my tongue and let them go because I have a responsibility because I'm carrying a gun.
True. So it makes you a little more cautious.
Man, I can interject. I'm not going to be on here long. I just think that
Yo, wait.
carrying a firearm.
Wait. Don't Rodney
What?
always say that shit?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm
3
not
hours
gonna be
later.
on here. 2 hours later.
I'm in a good mood. I just think we got to be more cognizant in the positions and the places that we're currently at. Because if you're a gun owner, the problem is there's too many people who just ready to pull out and just bang, bang, bang because their attitudes get in the way and egos get in the way. And the egos are the problem with a lot of these people.
Mhm.
And even with kids playing with toy guns, like I just know, like Zach stated earlier, our kids tend to be looked at differently.
Mhm.
And I can't put my sons in certain positions. I just can't.
Okay.
It's like it's a lose-lose. You take the seed to the hood, there's gonna be somebody who's hating. You take him to the super suburbs, there's somebody who's hating. I just think about Tamir Rice, man, and some of the people who were my friends, who are gun owners and people in gun clubs who, the kid should not have been playing with a toy gun. What? I used to buy toy guns at the 5 and 10 on Jamaica Avenue. And had a great time. Zach, right next to Gabby's.
Yeah.
Had a great time. And I just don't want to put my sons in that position.
Mhm.
And it hurts. It hurts me because I just know that little boy. I just know what that little boy's mother went through.
Yeah.
A toy gun. Somebody called the cops because he was playing with a toy gun on the playground.
Right.
I just can't even outside. You're not going outside with the Nerf guns. We're gonna Nerf war inside the house. And little boy, he got a Nerf. We're gonna Nerf war inside the crib on this property in the perimeter right here, or maybe another parent, another set of kids on the block who are okay with that. You can't trust everybody today, man.
Mhm.
Right.
It's
Right.
disheartening. It's disheartening.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna fall back. Dope conversation. Oh, real
Thank
deal.
you.
My mother needs some Notre Dame tickets. We'll talk, son, because
Yeah.
she's a diehard Catholic. So if she's a diehard Catholic, son. I got Notre Dame stories for you with her.
All right. Bring it to the Holy Land.
No, son, bro. She's the only Haitian Irish I know, bro. She's from Brooklyn.
Man,
She's from Brooklyn. We're not gonna fall back. Dope conversation. Bless. Let Alex still play with the joint. We'll talk. He's still a pup. He's
Right.
still a pup. All right? Bless.
He
I'm
is.
calling that.
Because Rodney said so, baby.
Right.
I do respect Rodney. I do.
Rodney.
Bless.
Rodney,
I'm here.
when you gonna shave the middle part, Rodney?
I don't know, man. Listen, I don't know, man. Some people want me to darken it up.
Yo.
The colors are off.
No.
Yo,
No.
I seen
Let
a
it get
picture of
white.
Rodney
Let it
Brady.
get white.
I seen a picture of Rodney Brady with no beard, and he looked just like Ramsey J. It was weird.
Yo, I almost shaved it off on Friday. I was gonna go Friday at the barber. He taped me up, cleaned me up, gave me the hot. My wife did the hot oil treatment with the gooey stuff. It felt good. Then I was like, yeah, you know what? Cut it off. He said no. My barber said no. I'm one of his models now. You know, I'm collecting checks. I'm gonna probably OnlyFans the beard.
Hey,
That's a friend
another
right there,
another
man.
3 inches, you can start doing a comb over.
You don't even try. Yo, bless to all of y'all, man. Love y'all. I'm falling back. I enjoy the conversation. Thank you.
No doubt. All right. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. Yeah. We definitely in a hell of a toss up on what's good, what's bad. Where's that cutoff at? You know, how is that interaction?
So what age would you
I don't think there's an age.
There's no age.
I don't think there's an age. I just think
Because
there's a time.
it makes it difficult because he watched these grown men on YouTube buying all these Nerf guns, and I think I'm just stuck. I think I'm just stuck with these Nerf guns.
Figure it out.
I guess I gotta get a pegboard and just peg them and just
set them up.
I guess it's just one of them things where
way.
you hope the kids be leaders, not followers. So, you know, just being able to trust them, make good decisions when y'all ain't around. That's all it is.
So, yo, see, Stang, that's where I'm at. I'm like in control of it right now.
Right.
Within the next 5-6 years, it's gonna be out of my control.
That's why you do the best.
But see, he'll have all the knowledge.
Yeah, you try to instill what you can. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that our parents told us, hey, you shouldn't do this, and it was for our best, and we did it anyway. You just have to, all you can do is put it out there, train them how you believe is the right way, right, wrong, indifferent. Have them go out there and move, and hopefully they'll make good decisions. Hopefully when they get ready to think to do something. To this day, when I think to do something that's kind of crazy, I still hear my father in my head, like he's standing next to me. I still hear him talking to me. So I want that to be the same thing for Zach and my oldest daughter too. I want them the same way, that when they get ready to do something crazy, they hear their crazy father in the back of their mind, like, no, you shouldn't be doing that, right?
Don't do that right there. Only June, what's up, Uncle June?
Only June.
Hey, what's going on, peeps and peepettes?
Everything good?
Hey.
That's me.
This is me. Hope that's you, indeed.
Hope that's you.
Hey, I wanted to add, you guys probably already talked about it, but my son was like 7, 8 years old, and his mother didn't let him play with any kind of guns, Nerf guns, any kind of guns, right? Mm-hmm. And I finally got him some Nerf guns, and me and him went to the park, and we played with him. Took a picture of it. She seen it, and then she got very upset about it. So I told you I didn't want him to play with guns, so forth and so on. And because she was real scared, especially after watching what happened to the Rice young boy and a number of other kids. And I really explained to her why he should be exposed to starting out with a fake gun, and then and teaching him and talking to him and educating him about firearms.
Yeah.
One of the biggest reasons why I thought it should be educated, I work with young people, and they bring the fake guns and they bring the ones that look like they're real. And I talk to them about it, but I also hear them talk about stuff in school, bringing firearms to school. And when I broke it down to her, to what if he goes over to a friend's house and a friend want to show off the guns, found his parents? What if he went to school and someone brought a firearm to school? How do you teach him how to deal with that?
Yeah.
And I
It's bad because I hear crickets. in
Right.
some-
Crickets.
At my house.
He froze up, but you hear crickets.
Oh man, only June gonna get mad when I do this though. Well, oh man, there you go.
Back.
You back. June,
No.
you good?
Oh, he back.
You can't believe he's froze.
Right. Can't believe it.
Shit.
It's one of them
That-
things where you almost got to
they
take the
don't-
curiosity out of it.
Hey June, you froze up. Can you hear me?
yeah,
All right.
Back.
yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
know we
but
were
after I
lost.
really explained it to her,
Go ahead.
she got upset and said, "How come they don't teach this in school?" The way I taught her and showed her about, and I showed her your son a couple of times. And my son did a little collection video of all of his Nerf guns. And my point of doing it was I wanted people to see, look at his fingers, look how he pointed the gun, look how he used it, just to see that he's well educated on safety, finger discipline. And if we don't teach these kids now, especially all of the people that have firearms and young people in school, if we don't teach them about real, I don't care if somebody's playing with a fake firearm. Your son or daughter may not know it's fake or real.
That's
And
right.
somebody could tell them it's fake and it could be real, especially that picture that somebody just put up of all of them guns. If somebody pointed any one of them guns at me,
I'd be pissed.
not just, I'll be probably be in jail. All you guys that hate me because I can't take a chance.
I have to up
Because you can't tell. I kind of think that they shouldn't. I heard what Zach said, but I kind of think they shouldn't sell the ones that look like that. But you really have to educate your kids whether they're fake or real. And I think that's kind of the bottom line to it.
Yeah.
But I those guns that you showed me, man, I've never seen anything that looked that real. And that's kind of scary. But after the wife, after she heard what I talked about, she said they should kind of teach it at school. And that's when I started taking my son to the range. He was 9 years old when he first shot. But
yeah,
it's like you were saying, you take the curiosity away from it. That's why I said for
Right.
Zach to see me with guns,
scenarios with him.
It's just like him seeing me with a fork or with my wallet. Or it's nothing. It's just like there's no. If he's somewhere like, ooh, look at that. No, my daddy got 10 of those sitting at the house. There's no.
Yeah.
You take the curiosity away from him, so it's like nothing.
yeah.
So it's not like, oh, I need to be running after looking for that or trying to have that. Just you make it as gun owners. That's part of my life. It's part of his life. It's part of the life of what goes on inside my house. So that if he
Right.
goes somewhere else, it's not like, ooh, I gotta get my hands on that. Nah, it ain't no big deal. My daddy got those. It's nothing.
And not only that, I told him about if you are at a friend's house, what to do. All you got to do is play it off and say, hey man, my dad said he's gonna pick me up. Let me call my dad and let me come and get you up out of there if you don't want to snitch or tell. And the same thing with school. Go to the principal's office and say, call my dad or mom right away. And you don't have to tell them, but tell us so we could tell them. Because
Right.
this snitching thing, people don't want to snitch. They don't want to tell on their friends. But as long as you out of school, I could tell the teacher, look, when you go to that classroom, go in there, act like it's an emergency and tell everybody to put their backpacks down. And that way y'all can go in there and search it. And without alarming everybody or a kid to pull it out because he know what y'all coming to do. So there's different scenarios and things that all of us, and especially you guys being African-American parents, and I ain't gonna hold
Hey, I
y'all. I'm
don't
gonna
mean
let
to
y'all
cut y'all
carry
short,
on with the
but my phone about to
conversation. I
die.
just wanted to throw mine in
Good
there because I think
hanging
it's
out.
so important.
All right, Stank, be safe, bro.
Peace, thing.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
I appreciate you hopping up here with us, bro.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir.
You
All
too.
right. We
I'm
don't
gonna
know
say-
June too, and June.
I'm gonna say it's
Minneapolis,
like
got the
I'm gonna
best,
say it's like everything else. If you don't teach your kids, the streets will teach your kids, and you may not like the lesson they teach them.
That's the
yeah,
truth.
and
I
yo,
say
the
that
most difficult
all
thing
the time.
when we put these scenarios in our head, for some reason we put our own time on these scenarios. And when we say, a kid playing at his friend's house and there's a gun and the father's gun, we picture the 7-8-year-old kid just because of, but there's a reality, man. There's these 14, 15, 17-year-old kids that are intrigued, hear them voices, they hear Siege saying, boy, put that shit down. But there's a level of coolness and a level of mischievous style of, whatever that's in front of them at 17 years old, at 16 years old. Some kids, man, regardless of the training that they got, they gonna see, oh, this is cool or whatever. They gonna walk around with it. I walked around with a BB gun when I was 16, 15 years old. Just, I thought it was the cool thing.
A lot of times it's hard to combat that. Like I said, all you can do is teach, instill, put it in them, teach. Hopefully they'll listen. Hopefully they'll hear you when that moment comes and they'll do the right thing.
Right.
You can't control, because you can't be with somebody 24 hours, 24 hours a day. You can't, especially when they get older and they're out moving about. You just have to hope that what you put in them stays there.
Yeah.
I remember
one thing I always tell Alex is that I repeat myself a couple of times to Alex compared to when Billy speaks to Alex. But I always tell Alex I try to teach him the right ways, because Billy and I are not always going to be around. So always know right from wrong and never be a burden onto other people. So if you see something and you know the right way of doing it, cheat somebody else or correct that person. Never, just do what you need to do the right way.
Yeah. I just hope that the level of cool doesn't outweigh the level of training that we spent with growing him, his maturity in the firearms world.
I think with Alex, it won't. I think Alex is kind of like,
Me too.
I think with him, it's just like he has friends or he see people. I think more people are drawn to Alex, male and female wise. Too many females, but different topic. But I think with him, it's just like yeah. I think with him, it's like, all right, cool, hang out with you guys. But Alex gets along better with older people than kids his age. Kids his age, he gets tired of them quickly, to where it's like, all right, I want to go home type of situation.
This is like the thing that I like to, because like the one thing that, and I don't know, and I'm probably not the only one that's guilty of this, is to try to make little Zach be and like the things that I like. At some point, I had to realize that let him like what he likes. If he wants to wear two different socks, if you want to wear two different sneakers, let him have his own style. Let him understand that me being unique is what's cool, not what doing what everybody else is. Because now it's a lot of this group thing. What the group is gonna do it. I forget that group. That's bullshit. I believe that every once in a while a man needs to learn to be an island. They say no man's an island. Sometimes you need to be able to stand up on your own, have your own critical thought process, and do what it is that you're gonna do, and understand that you're cool. Doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. And that's the type of thing I want him to understand, that and be unique. Your uniqueness is what makes you cool. So you don't gotta do what everybody else does.
Right.
If you don't follow these words properly, you might turn around.
What's going on, man?
What up, brother?
What up, TK?
I'm sorry, man. I'm late in the mug. I apologize.
That's all right. That's all right. How you feel? Oh, we got a party now, boy. Hey, don't start no mess, SD, this time, all right?
No.
These women still inboxing me for your number.
Oh my word.
Hey, hot tub, dare to be different.
But I just want to say,
hey, I wanted to touch on. what the missus said about Alex, right? I want to touch on this because I think that was kind of important. If our kids are really familiar with firearms, Do you think at some point they may want to show them off to other kids that's not familiar with them? At that age and as
In
smart as they
unsupervised.
are with guns, they're still young.
Yeah.
ISA.
Alex doesn't.
There,
Alex
there was a
Travis
guy.
knows.
Go ahead, June. You got it. You got it.
I think he's on a big delay.
So, can you hear me?
Can
Go
y'all hear
ahead.
me?
Hey, June, I'm gonna take you off and bring you back on. I'm gonna put the link back out because I think you got a delay a bit.
Yeah, he got a heavy delay. Cause he ain't.
I'm gonna have to move around.
I think, I mean, I came in, but I heard everything that was going on, and to follow up on what Zach said, if you take the curiosity away, that kills everything. And I know the, okay, growing up, right, in Detroit. So, I don't know the age. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, panel, how's everybody doing?
Hey,
All
what's
right.
up?
I'm sorry. Growing up in that era, and then a lot of things come into play. My father was in the military, so I learned about gun safety early on. I think what you, Billy, and Erica, and Zach, and Skilly, what you all are doing are phenomenal with your children now, and hats off to you, right? But we grew up in an era where, again, and these kids growing up with it now, a whole lot more peer pressure than what we have, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, and it's not against anybody in the community, but what we say and what we do as parents and adults, the children now just don't have. I don't know if it's not respect for life and or haven't been taught proper firearm safety or not proper respect for firearms. Period. Um, my boys, and I got two, right? Grew up playing with Nerf guns, grew up playing with BB guns, and it was the same thing. I told, and to echo Zach, I told them anytime they pointed a weapon at one another, a Nerf gun or a BB gun, hey man, don't do that. You know what I mean? We got targets, and I set targets up for them to shoot at targets. And if they play with one another or their little friends in the neighborhood, and you just kind of gotta, I had to watch and supervise them playing, if that makes sense, with Nerf
Mm-hmm.
guns. And then we graduated to paintball with their little friends at birthday parties. But I had to closely watch and monitor not only my boys, but the other kids that were involved as well, just to get a feel for what the temperature was with all the kids involved. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and here's the other part to that. Part two, maybe, and I understand the panel, and I understand everyone. They're feeling toward law enforcement, and you all already know what my gig is. I am a law enforcement officer, right? So I'm not a street cop. I'm a state trooper. Huge difference. Huge difference in the way we're trained, and the way we deal with people. Uh, for me, I can tell you, for me, and that's at a maturity level, being in the Marine Corps for 8 years, um, and seeing some other stuff, right? I've had cats drive through from North Carolina. I have cats drove through from Georgia, and the carry laws are different, right? I had cats come down from North Carolina where uh, they carried in plain view, and if I stopped somebody on the side of the road, I saw a weapon. I didn't yell gun or anything like that. My blood pressure didn't go up. I knew it was there, and if a person is carrying in such a manner, right, it got to be legal. Yes.
Right.
So why should I get worked up about that? Where other cats probably would or do.
More
You know what I
local.
mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Um, and I could take you back to an experience I had, and this is in high school. I was a junior. No, yeah, I was a junior, right? So the last few days, done something stupid, bought a water gun, and you couldn't tell if it was real or fake from a distance. It just had the orange tip on it.
Mhm.
Teacher took it away from me last day of school. Long story short, I took it and tucked it behind my waistband. You follow where I'm going with this.
Yep.
I'm
Right.
walking out of school, and like we had Detroit Public Police Department. We had a substation in my high school. I'm walking out of school, and the officer, I remember, the officer said, "Hey, excuse me," and I'm still walking. I had my friend with me, and she said, "Excuse me." I turned around, and she was like, "You got a gun?" And I didn't think, I was like, "No." She was like, "Well, that's what the teacher said." And my boy started walking. He started slipping away from me, and I'm looking at him like, "Yo, what's up?" And she was like, "They said you had a gun, blah, 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 blah." And it dawned on me I had a water gun. Hands went up. I went down to the ground. She came and got the water gun. And she was like, "You know what, young man, that was stupid. Don't ever do anything like that again." Lesson learned, right? Cool. And what didn't I do? Or what did I do that was wrong? I went totally against what my pops had taught me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Right. So I hey, I watched Alex, listen to Alex on Instagram, and I watch you all. You all are doing a phenomenal job. You got to trust him,
Thank you.
and that's all. You all are doing an awesome job with him.
It's
Um,
scary
and
though,
and
man.
it
It's
is,
scary.
it is, it is. But when we have a society now, and this is just me, my opinion, nobody else's, we have a society now where things are easily accessible. What they see in social media, the things that they have at their fingertips, as far as growing up playing Call of Duty, things of that nature, and seeing in a video game that, if I'm taken out, if I take somebody out, it just respawn, come back, did it, did it, did it, did it.
Right.
It's a game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Until we get to that point where now we have to deal with it in real life. And I can't say enough about Alex. He has a great head on his shoulders.
I
And
concur.
it's a credit. It's a credit
Hey,
to Billy.
hey.
It's a credit to Erica. It's a credit to Zach. Real deal. Everybody else that's on this panel that's mentoring him. Hey, the Tactical Turkeys, they're mentoring him, so he's being brought up in this community the right way, right? So if he's brought up in this community the right way, think about the influence he may have on some of his friends
Yeah.
being brought up
Right.
in this community the right way. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. And we hope he wants to impress all those names that you said, man. We hope that he continues to want to impress them and knows that they're watching, because there's so many other distractions out there in the world. So we try to keep him focused, in what he's doing. But he's got a good head on his shoulders. I'm just trying to keep this lady over here from knocking that shit off.
Hey, I have a question. I have a question for y'all, if y'all can help me out with this.
Yes,
I
sir.
already know if it's a question, but there was a guy who was arguing with a lady at the range, and he was telling her that he has guns in the house. And she said, "Well, do you keep them all locked up?" And he said, "No, I don't keep them all locked up." And she started crying and said, "Well, what if your kids get a hold of them guns?" And he said, "Why do they have to get a hold to my guns when they have their own?" So would you guys believe that if a kid had his own guns, that they should have them locked up, or should you have them locked up? And can they have access to them anytime they want to?
That's your responsibility.
Yeah. My son does have his own guns, and he can't get to them unless I
Well,
let him
that's
get to them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Depends on the
Right.
kid. I know, there's times on the news where a was a 15-year-old kid was babysitting his little sister, and somebody broke in the house. He ran in and got his AR-15 and took the guy out and saved the day. It all depends on the child and what the knowledge they have.
So we don't give our son. He has access. He has a key, but he doesn't go willy nilly. He has to inform us, and usually we're in the same damn room anyway. You know, when it's time to practice or whatever, or get bags ready, etc. But I wouldn't allow him the freedom to have his own. For one, now keep in mind, as not as a parent, as a responsible firearms owner, that is your firearm in your name. If something ever happens, that's your ass. So we definitely have him. He has access. His fingerprints and a code is in every safe, the biometric safes that we have around the house, and so he can access anything at any time. But he doesn't have the freedom to access them, if that makes sense.
Because I don't know if you remember the story that I told when a kid had brought his friends over and he was showing his friends the gun, his parents' gun, and his friends, not accidentally, but his friends stole the gun from his friend's house, which was his parents' gun.
Yeah.
They stole the gun and they went out somewhere and somebody stole the gun from them and somebody got murdered with that same firearm. So all he was doing was trying to show his friends. They end up doing something. Let's go to the bathroom or something, and end up going in the drawer and stealing that gun. And they all walked home together, and they didn't even know that he had stole the gun. And then he went home and gave it, or his brother took it or whatever, and they stole it. Then somebody ended up getting murdered with that same firearm.
Yeah.
Right.
And those are the things that we forget to really install in our kids, that never show off your guns. If you want to show off your guns, get your parents and have your parents to come down here to the range with us. That way they see that this is the only place you handle your firearm unless you're with an adult.
Yeah.
Right.
Agree.
Yeah.
Well, look at the kid that took the gun to school and killed some kids. Right, the parents bought him the gun.
Yep.
He wrote a
That
note
was here in
saying he
Michigan.
was going to kill
That was
people.
here in Michigan. Oxford High. That was here in Michigan.
Those parents, as far as I'm concerned, need to go to prison because they were
Well,
they gave a
they
child
pretty much
that shouldn't have a gun.
Wait, say that again. What happened?
He had issues the day before because that same day they had a meeting with him and his parents. I'm surprised they didn't make him go home, because normally the protocol is once you had that meeting, and he had some stuff he had drawn up, killing people and stuff or whatnot, and they had a meeting with him and his parents. I would think the protocol is to take him home until otherwise, but that wasn't the case. He shot up the place.
It was the protocol was for him to go home, but the parents refused to take him.
Well, they should have. Well, if you refuse, you can sit his ass outside the school. There's no way he should have stayed in that school after that meeting. But
it always falls back to it is your responsibility as a parent.
Absolutely.
And it comes to a certain age where the child is responsible for themselves. But when those formative years, when it's up to you to safeguard that stuff, to make sure that your child learns what they need to learn in order to be safe, it's up to you. If somebody comes to me and my child's having some sort of crisis and that they may be thinking or talking a certain type of way, it's up to me to be like, now I have to safeguard those things to make sure that doesn't happen to him. I'm thinking about the other kids too, but I don't want him to be put in a situation where he's gonna hurt somebody or hurt himself or whatever and just destroy his whole life. It's up to me to clamp down and take care of it. It always falls back to that. When they become adults, we still have a certain responsibility to them.
Yeah.
But it's different. When they children, it's
all,
And
it's a different type of responsibility. I mean, and here's the thing, right? And everybody on this panel could probably agree. And I'm a firm believer in this. Not only with that, but you have a lot of parents scared to be parents or worried about being parents because of, and I'll be the first one to tell you, the government may come in and intervene because you discipline your child this way, that. You know what? I tell mine all the time, or used to anyways when they're little. I don't give a damn who you call, right? It's
Yep.
gonna be up to them to take care of you, not me, because I'm done. I'm done, right? So, as far as that goes, yeah, it's our responsibility. It's our responsibility to know who comes in and out of the house, who their friends are, just a whole myriad of things of that comes with being a responsible parent. Period. As far as responsible gun owners, as hell, it won't be long. Alice will be driving. Is Lil Zach driving yet?
No, Lil Zach 10, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lil Zach 10, right? But here's the thing: it won't be long, right?
His ass big enough to drive.
So now you put him behind a 25,000-pound weapon.
Right.
You got to trust him.
Right.
Right? You have to trust them that they're going to make the right decisions and do the right things.
And that's why I think it's so important that that when we teach them that, you know, if they go over to a friend's house or school, what to do
and what not to do.
And what not to do when they, because these kids, when I tell you they have guns at 14 and 15 years old, they don't have one, they don't have two. Some of them got 3 and 4 and ARs. And it's so scary nowadays because there's just so many out there, which, you know, I'm a true believer in 2A. But some of these kids when I watch these videos and they got 6 and 7 guns, 8, 9 guns in the car, and their little brothers getting in the car with them, they're forgetting guns in there. So it's so important to I don't know if we want to scare them or just educate them that I educate mine. You do, if you ever see anybody with a gun, if I'm not around, call me.
Yeah, I'm your first call. Absolutely.
But you know what, though? Here's the thing, right? And I'm laughing, and here's the reason why I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at what you just said. I'm laughing at, again, we grew up in did we grow up in that big of a different time and era? Because I can tell you right now, me personally, right? I ain't a goody-goody. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm kind of gross, kind of scared, right? So, did I hang with people like that? Absolutely. Did I jump in the car and roll out and this, that, and the other, and come find out XYZ, blah 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 blah? I made that decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did anybody educate you?
Yeah, hell yeah, I knew. Hell yeah, I knew.
Okay.
I knew my ass should not been where I should have been, but I made that decision anyways. But I did it anyways, right? Yep. Now here's the other part, or here's a part to that. I wasn't thinking about the consequences. That's the bottom line, right? I wasn't thinking about the consequences. I was thinking, you know what? If my pops find out, my mom's find out, XYZ, whatever the case would be, I wasn't thinking about the consequences beyond my parents. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, making stupid ass decisions.
Yeah.
That's just me, right? Well, so I tell my boys now, you know what? Life is all about choices, but there are consequences behind your choices, right? If you are settled and you are man enough to take those consequences, hey, stand 10 toes deep in it. You know what I mean? If not, don't do stupid shit. Bottom line.
I agree with you 100%. I was 19 years old and I had a revolver and I took all of the bullets out except one. And I thought I put the bullet at the bottom of it, and I pointed it at my friend's head, and something told me to point it down and shoot it. I was going to shoot it, thinking that the bullet was all the way at the bottom. I didn't know it was going to jump to the top or whatever, but it must have did it when I closed it, and I almost killed a friend of mine, and I was a grown person. I was about 19 years old. And that, when that happened, that's what scared me. That's when I said I'll never play with a gun again. So even as an adult, that people make these stupid do stupid things that can get people hurt. And I tell these stories to my kid so he can understand me, and he might even see a tear drop out of my eye, because what I'm feeling now as an adult and what I could have did and how long I could have been locked up and how I could have hurt another individual, I want him to see that in my eyes so he can know that you don't play with firearms.
Right. In the
And
same
that's a
situation, I
real-ass
told my boys the same thing, and this is like straight up. I was hanging with a friend of mine, his brother, and he had some friends at the house. So we roll up to the house, and there was police cars outside the house, whatever, right? We roll in. Actually, the police hadn't gotten there yet. We roll in. Same situation on the June. His brother had been playing with him and his boys, and they're smoking weed, getting drunk, whatever the case may be, right? With a revolver, one bullet in, playing with it, right? Pointed at my man, plugged him right in the head, right? We roll up, shit everywhere, right? To your point, like you said, right? You look at things, and that's that reality, like how quickly this thing can happen. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I think this panel with everybody, especially on my Fly family, everybody's listening. I don't know how many people's on here, but with all of the stories that we're talking about and the things we talk about, I think if each of one of us talked, even if it's not our kids, it could be our kids' friends. But if you just talk about these things and try to educate other people, because we all just think it's just my kid, but educate your best friend's kid. I mean, your kid's best friend. Educate him too if that's his buddy.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he's hanging around him all the time. You want him to be able to tell your son, if he get out of line, hey man, you better stop that. You know your dad's gonna get mad. So we also have to spread the word. And there's enough people on here now to just do that. And we have to quit being scared about everything. And I understand some people are scared, but when I went up to that boy who had that Glock in his pocket with a 30-round magazine hanging out and the pants were sagging, I was man enough to just be able to say, brother, you know, no disrespect, anything. Can I just talk to you? And the brother didn't get mad. He didn't act ignorant or nothing. And he didn't even get it, but I know he cared enough that somebody said something to him.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
And you know what? That's even with my kids. I know my son. And he plays with Nerf guns. I just in my head, my philosophy is, and I don't understand this. I think I did a video of it or live. How do you own guns? The kids in your household do not know that nothing about a firearm, and it makes no sense to me as me personally. But I remember my son. He was playing with his Nerf gun, and one day he had reached for my gun on my hip because I normally carry it when I'm in the house or whatnot. He reached for it, so I said, "Hold on, give me a second." I took the clip out or the magazine, whichever one you want to call it, the correct term. Emptied it, racked it, put it back in there. I gave it to my son, and I said, "You see the difference between my gun and your Nerf gun?" He said, "Yeah, it's very heavy." I said, "That's the difference." I said, "But with mine, you shoot somebody, you can't bring that person back." And ever since then, I gave it to my daughter. She was a little smaller than he was, and they both said it was heavy. But I got that curiosity because my daughter, when I used to have her on my hip, she used to grab for my gun. And I had to today just sit down and really show them that what you grabbing at, what you think is a toy, is not a toy. And with my son now, I'm teaching him how the safety part of it, because I can handle my gun. I said, "What do you do with this gun when I give it to you?" First thing he'll do, drop the mag and he'll rack the slot. I said, "Now you know that it's safe." I said, "When you're around other people, you do not handle a firearm unless you're in the presence of a responsible adult." And I said, "The responsible adult I prefer you to be with is me or your mother." And that's how I'm kind of getting him introduced into firearms. And then eventually he just turned 12. I'll be taking him to the range and let him hear and let him get the feel of an actual gun going off.
Yeah. I had my son is 32, man. One of my sons is 32 years old, and I took him to the range, And every time this cat went to rack his firearm, he had his finger in the trigger.
Yeah.
I had to tell him every single time, dude, get your finger out the trigger, man. When you're racking, keep your gun. And he's 32 years old. He had a gun for 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still trying to teach him when he go to the range etiquette. Keep your finger off the trigger.
Yeah. I tell you, man, you know, it's a weird thing. A lot of people get to this comfort stage. Unfortunately for us, I'm about to air out a little bit of dirty laundry. My son got to it, and I had to get on him the other day. And we're at the range, just me and him, and we're shooting a FM9, and he was excited. He was excited. So he puts the magazine in, chambers around, and rises the firearm. I look at him calmly. I put my hand on top of the firearm and I put it down. He's looking at me like, "What's wrong?" I said, "Bro, you don't got no glasses on." He said, "Oh my God." I said, simple shit like that. Now that seemed petty.
No, it's not.
That's just to show you that sometimes even us as men, we get too comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
We start looking, and the only reason I say that, Skilly, the way I do something, when you rack that slide back, and it's something I teach Alex, I look at that slide for 3 seconds. I look at that chamber for 3 seconds. Just so I'm not batshit crazy that I think I saw an empty chamber when I didn't. So I guarantee I stare at it. Well, I tell you how long you stare at it all the time. 3 seconds.
So was I wrong? Was I wrong then when y'all seen that video? I got a lot of bad response from it. When I racked it back and said this is how to clear it, and I put my little finger in there. A lot of people were saying you shouldn't do it, but when I read up on it through the NRA or whatever, I've heard so many mixed messages about you should just look in there, put your finger in there. What would you guys say?
I wouldn't put my finger in.
I would lock it back again. Look in it.
It was locked back.
Only visually inspected, because if that slide, you're manipulating the firearm, and that slide goes forward. That's it, boy. You're gonna be like, "What's up, y'all?"
I will tell you, and my practice is the same as yours is on Zoom. My practice is the same thing, and I understand. But again, I understand the consequences. I'll drop the magazine, write the slide 3 times, and I'll tell my students this: lock it back. Physically, check the chamber. Physically, check the magazine well. Visually, check the chamber. Visually, check the magazine well. Then and only then, once I see daylight in every place, I know that firearm is clear at this point in time, right? So I check the chamber as well and the magazine well, although I can see it's just one of those things. From being in an NRA tactical handgun course as an instructor, going through that course, they make you physically put your finger in there. Right?
That's why I heard it. Yeah.
I've been in many training classes like that. They say you want to be visual and tactile. You want to make sure that you know that chamber is empty. I've been in class, they tell you to do that.
Yeah, man, that's with a handgun. That is with an AR. That's with a shotgun. Anything that I can put, anything that has a chamber, I'm physically checking it to make sure it's clear before I even hand it off. And if I hand it off or I take one from you, that same practice. Physically, visually inspecting to make sure that thing is, you can tell me it's clear all day long. I'm not satisfied until I see it and verify it myself.
You got to clear it yourself. That's what I teach my son. Clear it yourself.
So, no, you know what? Okay, internet. Yeah, I said it. And yeah, I'm physically and visually inspecting mine. If I'm wrong, you think I'm wrong, whatever the case may be, I'm good with it. That's just my practice.
Hey, y'all see his pinky as he's saying it? He's like,
right.
You ready to check your gun now?
Here's the other thing, right? And I tell this, there are no absolutes in what we do. Yeah. In certain cases, there are absolutes, but there is a way and there is the way, right? And clearing that weapon, that's just a way to clear it, to make sure it's verified. You verify it's clear. You do you. As long as you verify that it's clear, right?
As long as,
Right.
as long as you being, like you said, as long as you're being safe and you're making sure that there's no rounds inside that firearm, if you want to put your finger in there, whatever, ain't no wrong way to do it. Now, unless your gun is a cheap piece of crap because you stuck your finger in there, all of a sudden the slide just gonna release. So that's no
Well,
Well, think about it.
I know USCCA and the NRA teaches that, so that's what I've been doing. But I had so many people with negative feedback, almost cussing me out for saying that. And I just think, even if I cleared the gun, or even if somebody else cleared the gun and I'm sitting right next to them, and they give me their firearm, I check again. Yeah, because I think that somebody, they could put one in there real quick and me not know it, So it doesn't make a difference. I can't say anal, but I really make sure that I triple check that, because that's so. When I racked it back one day and wasn't thinking and took the mag out, and something told me to rack it again, and that round came out.
Mm-hmm.
That scared me so bad, man.
Yep.
That
Yep.
I triple check now.
Yeah.
That's why I say rat the slide, and I don't give a count or anything. And my spiel is rat the slide several times, right? Rack it several times, lock it back to the rear, visually and physically inspect the chamber and magazine well. Once satisfied that it's clear, keep the slide locked back. That's it.
Anybody who would give you a hard time, June, about you being extra careful with something that can kill you or somebody else is just an asshole. I just take it straight like that. Just straight.
There's whether you physically or visually inspect it. I mean, it's up to you. I'm just clumsy, and I don't want the slide to hit my pinky. Anytime my pinky, I know I'm clumsy, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm not sticking my hand, but that's what you choose to do.
You don't already lost one.
I'm not doing that because I know me. So,
but here's the thing, right? And Billy, Billy hit it with Alex being excited about shooting at FN, right? Excitement.
Man,
or here's the other part.
I ain't got no.
Here's the other part. And all of us on this panel can probably say without a shadow of a doubt, right? We get very complacent in what we do.
Yep.
And I am that guy. If I'm going through my mechanics of this thing and Zach asked me a question, I'm going back from step one all the way back through. Because I've been on the range trying to zero an AR, thought I had my ears on. I'm mounted up behind the gun and I let it go. And my ears, I was like, what in the hell?
I've done that.
And I did like this. And I was like, oh shit. Okay, so this is gonna hurt for a couple of days, but
yeah.
So I want to throw this out there. So we're all gun guys and ladies. What if we have children that have no desire to ever shoot?
I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna stay on.
Peace,
All right, Joe.
All right, Joe.
Catch you later. So say we have a child that doesn't have no interest in guns. I think as gun people, we should respect that, because not everybody's mature enough. Everybody matures at different ages. So we may want to teach a child gun safety and how to shoot a gun, and they're not ready for it, and they tell us they're not ready for it. We should respect that. And they may not, and when they turn 17, they may show interest, and then we take those steps.
So here's the thing, real deal. Like my two boys right now, right, in the line of work that I'm in, and they've been around me and guns all their life up to this point. They have zero interest and desire, zero, and I respect that. You know what I mean? I don't say, hey man, so you go get out here and blah 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 blah. I've taken them to the range several times, and they just don't have an interest, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
but
we should be.
We go through it.
They know how to properly
That's it.
Make my weapon safe.
Mm-hmm.
And they know, if anything, when they're here with my wife or whatever, they know where the guns are. They have access to them in the event that they got to take care of business inside this house.
Right.
Yeah,
you
I agree with
saying?
that. Yeah, I agree with that. But
they know how to operate.
Sometimes as men, we want our kids to be able to shoot guns like your dad, and And some people may hound their kid to go to the gun range with them, and it's going to have the opposite.
Right.
It'll talk them right out of it.
Because my dad used to force me to watch football with him every Saturday. I had to watch 3, 4, 5 football games after another, and I hate sports today. I can't stand watching sports, and it completely had the opposite effect that he wanted. He wanted, my son's going to sit down while I drink my old Milwaukee. We're going to watch football, and I can't stand sports.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that because little Zach is like that. He'd rather play baseball than go shoot, or he'd rather do whatever. When he wants to do it, he says, yeah, he wants to do it. I don't force him into it. But still, he has to learn the safety aspects of it.
Yeah.
Whether he wants to shoot him or not, you got to learn the safety
I
aspects
completely
of it.
agree with that. That's 100%.
Yeah. It's weird because the relationship that we talk about on that level, Alex will come to me and say, hey, Dad, I want to play the video game. I don't like video games. Same way that our kids would be like, kind of, all right, I'll be into it for now, but I really don't like this or whatever. I'll be in his room, just like, play the game, man. Dad, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Same shit though. Some shit you're just not gonna be into, and you're gonna rebel even more if it's kind of pushed on to you.
That's
So,
that thing.
But if you let it naturally go there, they may end up loving guns, and you'll be going to the gun range, and you'll have those memories that you want.
Yep, and that's what we have now. When our 2 youngest were still at home, so Alex was 7 and Demetrius was 14 or so, maybe 15.
Something like that.
Demetrius shot a revolver once. That was it. Alex couldn't stop. Started.
And then Anaya, she's so and so. Anaya likes it, but she doesn't like it. But with Anaya and Demetrius,
I don't think Anaya wants to do it without us, and that's the thing. And she lives 3 hours away, so that's that.
Right.
But don't push it on anybody. Listen.
Yeah, here's what I've seen with you all, with Erica, with you and Erica, with I believe it was your daughter. I think I saw it one time, and the whole family. Mm-hmm. It was organic, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
That you follow what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody was into it. It was just an organic thing, and again, my hats off to you both for creating that environment, really and truly.
Thank you.
In a good, safe environment.
You don't want to scare nobody into it, man, because even still, their levels are heightened. You don't want to have a panic or any actual reason for them to learn aside from learning. So teaching somebody after a big event happening or before something happening, it throws off their process of taking it all in. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Hey, listen, before Real Deal brings up a whole different subject again, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody out there. Hey, listen, once again, congratulations on Erica My Fly Family for starting her channel. She's got some content up there.
Congratulations on that 1,000. My Fly Family 1,000. Congratulations.
That's right.
Congratulations.
We made it. Hit that 1G, and we hit that 1 year at the same time.
That's cool.
We are happy. We're doing good. Listen, we appreciate y'all. Enjoy the evening. Enjoy going to that funky ass job tomorrow. Because I ain't gonna enjoy mine. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Anybody else got anything going on?
Yes. The schedule is changing for regular gun guy.
RGG is going on
Sunday, Wednesday, Friday.
Sunday at 8 Eastern.
Yep, 7 Central.
And Wednesday 8 Eastern, and then Friday at 9 Eastern.
Yeah, 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
8 Central. Yeah, man.
Is he at the Iraq 88 gun shoot?
Say it again.
RGG, is he at Iraq 88 gun shoot?
She'll be on the way home.
Yeah, he's out and about.
Okay. I believe I saw a video with him in it over there.
It was a good time. I hear it was very, very nice.
Uh-huh.
Plenty people out there. So next year maybe, folks. Right, Real Deal?
Yeah, we're gonna be there, man.
All right.
I'll bring the
and
wire
y'all know
cutters.
that-
We'll cut the fence, man.
Yeah. Skilly's been pretty much on time on Sundays at 1:30.
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Very good. Very good. And hey, we're gonna roll out. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the evening.
You.
Peace.
All
We'll
right,
see you
y'all.
later.
Peace.
Yeah.